I'm a big YouTuber.
John Shotti. We got to start calling them the Teflon Don. They can't get nothing to stick. Let's talk about it. Yeah, what up, y'all? Welcome to Crown TV. I am the Crown Prince, aka Mr. Anti Goofy. You already know what not to do in my comments. Shout out to the Anti Goofy gang. If you gang, you know what it is. We in the building. Now we talking about John Shotti, aka Skinny Suge, aka the Teflon Don, aka Mr. Treyway, and right off the bat, this is not about whether or not Shotti is snitching. I have no idea whether or not Shotti is snitching. And I tell y'all all the time, if some paperwork drop and we find out Shotti is snitching, I am going to hang this boy 10 times worse than I did 6ix9ine. I have no idea if Shotti is snitching, and I am not about to accuse this man of snitching based on some hearsay. So until some paperwork drops, I am going to respect this man like I respect any other man that I would come across in my daily life. I do want to get this off before I get to the story, and this is from somebody who is very close to me, who is extremely close to Shotti, and this is a statement from his lawyer, and it reads, and I quote, "The idea that Shotti is getting 15 years as a cooperator is a disgusting thing to suggest." End quote. Now, you can do what you want with that information. Like I said, I do not know if Shotti is snitching or not. I am not making a Shotti defense video. I am just pointing out that people are accusing this man of snitching without any proof at all. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, and for those of y'all who do know, Fubanga, who is an associate of Shotti, did an interview about 3 or 4 days ago with the BBN Network with Jack Frost, who has been championing this idea that Shotti is a snitch. I made a video destroying this interview, and I didn't do it from the standpoint of Shotti not being a snitch. I simply took this interview word for word and dissected it and destroyed it. Now, the day after that, Fubanga's lawyer spoke out. And if you didn't see the interview, Fubanga's story was based on the premise that his lawyer is the one that told him Shotti was snitching. Now, his lawyer spoke out, and this is what his lawyer said. In response to the claim that his lawyer informed him that Shotti turned evidence on him, his lawyer, Jeffrey Patel, told Complex, "I obviously cannot discuss communications with my client. However, I am not aware that Mr. Jordan, who is Shotti, is cooperating against Mr. Lovick, who is Fubanga." Now, I know this quote is being spun as if Mr. Patel is speaking in some kind of cryptic language, but it's very basic English. You gotta remember, he is responding to a claim by Fubanga that his lawyer is the one that told him this. So in response to that claim, he is saying, "I obviously cannot discuss communications with my client." That means I cannot tell you what I said to him or what he said to me, because that would be a problem. However, what I can tell you is that I am not aware that Shotti is snitching on my client. This is basic English, y'all. So now today you have Shotti's lawyer speaking out, and he's sticking to the motto, man. We don't bend, we don't fold. And a lot of people don't like Shotti as a person, which may be right or wrong. I don't know the man personally. But what I do know is that there are no facts to back up the assumption that Shotti is snitching. It's a bunch of hearsay and hurt people talking. Now, let me tell you what is going to happen if this continues. The people who hate Shotti and the people who keep creating these stories are going to turn the person they hate into a hero. Because people are starting to see, and again, I am not saying that the Shotti is snitching story is false, but people are starting to see that stories are being manufactured. And once that happens, people are going to start going the other way. If you are a hater of Shotti, if you know in your heart of hearts that Shotti is snitching, my advice to you would be to wait until the paperwork comes out and then have your fun. But right now, what y'all doing is making him look good because nothing y'all put on this man is sticking. That's just a little bit of advice for y'all. You got to remember, none of the people who are actually involved in Shotti's case, which Fubanga is not, he is not a part of the RICO case. None of the people that are actually involved in this RICO case have came out and spoken on Shotti and said Shotti is telling about anything. If anybody knows that Shotti is snitching and will have a reason to come out and say so, it is those people. We are still looking at two people who have to go to trial. We have heard no word that Shotti is supposed to be testifying. What we have heard is that Tekashi 6ix9ine will be testifying. Now, Jack Frost, who has honestly rendered himself incompetent at this point, has decided to bury his head in the sand, and he is going with it no matter what. My advice to anybody who intends to have their credibility intact when this is all over, like I said, is to wait it out and wait for the paperwork. I told you, if paperwork drop and Shotti is snitching, it's going to be a public execution on Crown TV. But I do not like to see people wrongly accused of snitching. It's dangerous, and you could get not only somebody else hurt, but you could get yourself hurt. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Is Shotti the new Teflon Don? Like, comment, subscribe if you are not a goofy. If you are a goofy, do not do any of the above. We don't want no help over here. It's the Crown Prince. I'm going to leave y'all with a word from Jack Frost. I'm out.
This is that shit, yo. You need a spoon and shit. Right there. You need a spoon and shit. Put that shit in the spoon, you know. Give me a lighter and shit, you know what I'm saying? Light that shit like that, you know.